Hey, baseball fans. Welcome back to Tits and Streams, your go-to channel for daily baseball predictions. I'm Koken, and I'm here to give you the inside scoop on today's top matchups. Before we dive into today's picks, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss out on our latest predictions. If you enjoy our content, please give this video a thumbs up and share it with your friends who love baseball and sports betting. Our channel relies entirely on your support. We don't have any sponsors, so every like, share, and comment helps us keep going. If you'd like to support us even more, consider donating by pressing the thanks button under this video. We love hearing from you. Drop a comment below. Your feedback makes our channel better. All right, let's get into today's predictions. Today we have predictions for 4 MLB games. The first prediction for today is for a game between the Detroit Tigers and Cleveland Guardians. The ALDS is set to kick off with a Central Division clash between the Detroit Tigers and Cleveland Guardians in what should be a tightly contested 5-game series starting Saturday afternoon. The Tigers, riding the wave of a surprising postseason run, swept the Houston Astros in the wild card round, while the Guardians, who controlled the AL Central throughout the year, secured a bye and have been resting up since the regular season ended. Looking back at the regular season, these two teams were pretty evenly matched, with Cleveland barely edging out a 7-6 record against Detroit. However, the Tigers dropped 4 of their last 5 matchups with the Guardians, so there's a bit of recent history in Cleveland's favor. But I can't overlook the momentum Detroit's carrying. They've won 15 of their last 20 regular season games, and this marks their first trip to the ALDS since 2014. Detroit has fully embraced a unique pitching chaos strategy, opting for a mixed approach rather than relying on a traditional rotation. In the wild-card clincher against Houston, they threw out 7 different pitchers, and I'm expecting to see something similar in this opener with Tyler Holton set to start. The pitching staff held Houston in check, allowing only 3 runs, 12 hits, and 5 walks across both wildcard games, limiting the Astros to a meager 194 batting average. Cleveland, on the other hand, has been a steady force all season long. They finished strong with an 8-5 record in their last 2 weeks, and their pitching staff is no joke. Their team ERA of 3.61 ranked 3rd best in the American League, and their bullpen was lights out, posting a league-best 2.57 ERA while locking down 53 saves. For this first game, Cleveland's handing the ball to Tanner Bibee, one of their most reliable arms all year. Bibee's been sharp against Detroit, winning 2 of his last 3 starts against them, but Detroit's bullpen strategy has worked like a charm, and Holton will be a big part of that formula again. Detroit managed to shut down Houston's potent offense using 7 pitchers in their last game, and I wouldn't be surprised if they go with a similar game plan here. Bibee has been stellar on the road with a 2.76 ERA, but he's looked a bit more hittable at home, where his ERA jumps to 4.15. The Tigers will need to strike early if they want to avoid facing Cleveland's dominant bullpen, which posted a ridiculous 1.20 ERA in the final 2 weeks of the regular season. Once Cleveland's bullpen takes over, runs will be tough to come by. Even though Cleveland comes in as the favorite, I've got a feeling Detroit can pull off an upset. They've been playing with a ton of confidence, riding that hot streak, and A.J. Hinch has been making all the right moves with his bullpen management. Bibee's postseason inexperience could come into play here, while the Tigers are red hot at just the right time. I'm confident that Detroit will come out on top in this matchup. They've consistently found ways to win when it counts, and I feel good about their chances of securing Game 1. With the odds in our favor, there's great value in backing the Tigers to take the first victory in the series.
Welcome to BetUS, Sportsbook and Casino, your ultimate hub for secure and thrilling sports betting and casino gaming. BetUS is one of the oldest and most reliable online sportsbooks in the U.S., serving millions of clients all over the globe each month. BetUS, trusted for over 30 years, offers huge welcome bonuses, countless betting options, and many deposit and payout methods. Depositing funds is a breeze and safe, with a minimum deposit of just $10. Payouts are fast and hassle-free, beginning at only $50. Choose from various payout options like MoneyGram, couriered check, cryptocurrency, or bank wire. Signing up is quick and easy. For signing up, you can use the link in the description and enjoy a generous 125% welcome bonus of up to $3,000. By signing up using the link in the description, you'll also support us as we earn a small commission from your registration at BetUS. Thank you for supporting us. Join now and start winning.
The second prediction for today is for a game between the New York Mets and Philadelphia Phillies. The Philadelphia Phillies are gearing up to face the New York Mets in Game 1 of what should be a thrilling postseason series. The Phillies, hungry for their first World Series title since 2008, are coming into this one well-rested after clinching a first-round bye. They wrapped up the National League East with a solid 95-67 record, locking in the second seed for the playoffs. Now, with a few weeks of lower-stakes baseball behind them, they're turning to their ace, Zach Wheeler, to set the tone for a deep playoff run. Wheeler has been solid all season, but his recent history against the Mets brings up a few question marks. The last time he faced them, back on September 22nd, Brandon Nimmo took him deep in a tight 2-1 loss. Although Wheeler's overall performance has been stellar, he's found himself on the wrong side of close games a few times. This time around, though, with a well-rested bullpen and home field support, I expect the Phillies will lean heavily on their ace to get the job done. On the flip side, the Mets are riding a wave of momentum. After a dramatic final stretch of the regular season, they punched their ticket to the playoffs with a nail-biting win over the Atlanta Braves on the final day. Following that, they traveled to Milwaukee and fought through a tough wild-card series, making it out thanks to some clutch moments late in games. When you look at the season series between these two teams, the Phillies narrowly took it 7-6, but the Mets claimed 3 of the last 4 meetings. This time, however, they're in Philly, where both teams split their 6 matchups earlier this year. The Mets come into this game fresh off an electrifying 9th-inning win against the Brewers, looking every bit like the Miracle Mets of old. Players like Francisco Lindor and Pete Alonso have been huge in key spots, with Lindor's 2-run blast clinching their wild-card berth and Alonso powering them past the Brewers. This team has shown an ability to rise to the occasion, and they're peaking at just the right time. While the Mets' recent hitting numbers don't jump off the page, they're batting just 199 over their last 10 games compared to the Phillies' .248. They've been finding ways to win when it matters most. Over the last 5 games, the Mets are hitting .204, while the Phillies are at .233. Still, Phillies' last few games didn't have much on the line, while the Mets were in do-or-die mode, clawing their way into October. Even though the Phillies have the edge at home and are rolling out a fresh Zach Wheeler, the Mets have that intangible magic about them right now. Wheeler has been excellent, but the Mets have made a habit of pulling off upsets. Kodai Senga will be making his postseason debut for New York, and though he's got limited experience this year, the Mets' bullpen has been absolute money in clutch moments. So, while the Phillies may be the logical pick, I have a gut feeling the Mets are going to steal Game 1. It just feels like this Mets team is riding a wave of momentum that you can't ignore. I'm taking the Mets to keep their miraculous run alive and snag this one on the road. Before we move on, I have a quick favor to ask. If you're enjoying the content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Subscribing might seem like a small action, but it actually makes a big impact for us. Plus, it's completely free for you. Have you clicked that subscribe button? Awesome, thank you so much for your support. Now let's dive back into the video. The third prediction for today is for a game between the Kansas City Royals and New York Yankees. As the New York Yankees gear up to face the Kansas City Royals, one key storyline emerges: Kansas City's stunning sweep of the Baltimore Orioles. What stands out most isn't their offensive firepower, but rather their dominant pitching, which held Baltimore to just 1 run over 2 games. Despite scoring only 3 runs themselves, the Royals showed that a lights-out pitching staff can carry you when it matters most. On the mound for the Yankees will be Garrett Cole, who's been steady this season with a 3.41 ERA. Despite a brief injury stint earlier in the year, Cole has been sharp recently. Over his last 2 starts, he's thrown a combined 18 innings, allowing just 1 run and completely shutting down the Orioles in a 9-inning gem. Although he had a rough outing against the Red Sox, he's generally trending in the right direction. His 2022 postseason experience, where he posted a solid 2.95 ERA in 3 starts, proves he knows how to perform when the stakes are high. For the Royals, Michael Wacha will take the hill. Wacha's season has been a bit of a roller coaster, mixing some solid starts with a few forgettable outings. He's coming off a tough loss to the Nationals, and was roughed up against the Guardians late in August. However, despite some bumps, he still holds a respectable 3.35 ERA, with 145 strikeouts in 167 innings. His playoff history has been shaky, with his most recent postseason outing ending in disaster, 6 runs in just 2.2 innings. He's certainly looking for redemption this time around. Both offenses have been struggling. The Royals managed just 3 runs in their sweep of Baltimore, while the Yankees have hit a lowly .218 over their last 5 games. Stretching that out to 10 games, the Yankees are still hitting .218, and the Royals have been worse against right-handers, batting just 186. Kansas City comes into this matchup with momentum on their side following a few days off after their series win. That rest will be valuable, especially after their bullpen was heavily used. The Yankees, on the other hand, might find their timing a bit off after nearly a week of rest. Wacha will be a crucial factor for Kansas City, particularly given his success against Aaron Judge, who's just 1 for 18 with no home runs against him. Expect Wacha to rely on his off-speed pitches to keep Judge guessing. One thing working against the Yankees is the absence of Anthony Rizzo. While his bat hasn't been as potent lately, his experience and ability to take advantage of Yankee Stadium's short right field porch will surely be missed. For Kansas City, Bobby Witt Jr. and Salvador Perez have had success against the Yankees this year. Witt has hit .367 in their meetings, while Perez has been even hotter, batting .429. There's also some uncertainty surrounding Garrett Cole's form after not pitching for a week. His velocity has dipped slightly, and his command has been a bit inconsistent. While the Yankees might have a stronger bullpen on paper, they're still sorting out roles as the playoffs approach. Meanwhile, the Royals' bullpen has caught fire, posting a 1.73 ERA in September and pitching 7.2 scoreless innings with 8 strikeouts against the Orioles in the wildcard round. Closer Lucas Erceg has been lights out in high-pressure moments. Given the way both teams are playing, I expect this game to be tight. That's why I'm backing the Royals to cover the spread. While they may not win outright, I believe they'll keep it close. My pick is Kansas City plus 1.5. The fourth prediction for today is for a game between the San Diego Padres and Los Angeles Dodgers. This Saturday, the Los Angeles Dodgers and the San Diego Padres are set to square off at Chavez Ravine, kicking off what's bound to be an intense National League West showdown. These two teams have been neck and neck throughout the season, with the Padres breaking a long drought by winning 8 out of 13 games against the Dodgers, marking their first series victory over LA since 2010. However, despite the Padres' success, it was the Dodgers who came out on top, clinching the division title after taking 2 of the final 3 meetings of the regular season. Los Angeles finished the year with a stellar 98 wins, the best in the league, while San Diego made a strong push post-All-Star break, leading the league with 43 wins in that period. As Game 1 of this best-of-5 series approaches, the stakes are high, with the winner moving on to face either the Mets or Phillies in the National League Championship Series. The Dodgers, despite dealing with injuries to key starters, have leaned heavily on their powerful offense, spearheaded by Shohei Ohtani's historic season. Ohtani made headlines by becoming the first player ever to hit 50 home runs and swipe 50 bases in a single season. The Padres, meanwhile, have been consistent across the board, ranking among the top 5 in both scoring and ERA since the All-Star break. Dylan Cease will take the ball for San Diego in Game 1, looking to regain his rhythm after a shaky second half of the season. Since a rain delay in early August, Cease hasn't quite been the same, with several starts where he allowed 3 or more runs, making it tough for San Diego to capitalize on their offensive firepower. In his last outing against LA, Cease gave up 3 runs over 5 innings in a narrow 4-3 loss. The Dodgers have been crushing right-handers recently, hitting .306 over their last 10 games, which could spell trouble for Cease. On the other side, the Dodgers will counter with Yoshinobu Yamamoto, who's been up and down since returning from injury in mid-June. While he's had some strong starts, including 2 scoreless outings, he struggled in back-to-back starts against the Rockies, allowing 6 runs over 8 innings. He hasn't fared well against the Padres this season either, giving up 8 runs in 6 innings across 2 starts. When it comes to the bullpen, both teams are entering the series with different momentum. The Dodgers' bullpen has been lights out recently, posting a 1.95 ERA since the end of September, ranking 3rd in the league. The Padres' bullpen has been less reliable, with a 3.90 ERA, below the league average. This bullpen discrepancy could be a decisive factor if the starters don't go deep into the game. With both teams' offenses firing on all cylinders and the inconsistencies of Cease and Yamamoto, I'm expecting Game 1 to be a high-scoring affair. Both starters have had their struggles, and with both teams boasting hot bats, the bullpens might take center stage. I believe we'll see plenty of offense, and the total score should easily surpass the projected line.